And we are here at Dilboy Memorial Stadium once again for another edition of Somerville High School Highlander football. This is Todd Harmon on Somerville Educational Channel 15 alongside Sal Mendonça as the Highlanders of Somerville High School will be facing off against the Tanners of Peabody. What do we think about this matchup tonight, Sal?
It's a nice little former matchup of GBL foes. Peabody used to be in the Greater Boston League for many years. Back to when I was playing, and a great matchup, very tough team. Always, you knew what you were getting when you know they came to town or when you went up there. So expect a very hard-nosed football game today.
No doubt about that. As we look at the previous games for the past 2 weeks from both teams, the Peabody Tanners lost their first game of the season to Arlington, 23-13 in Week 1, and then last week they beat Lynn English 43-7. Kind of a drubbing there as they had a great offensive outbreak last week. And Somerville won their first game in Week 1 versus Lawrence by the score of 27-6, and lost last week to Arlington by a score of 34-20. That loss last week, Sal, it all comes down to the beginning of that game, and they just didn't start it correctly.
No, turnovers were definitely the story of that first half. The only positive, I mean, not the only positive, but the great positive was seeing the turnaround they did in the second half, put up 20 unanswered points to, make it a respectable 34-20 game. And as we look on the screen here, you're going to probably be wondering who number 31 is on the screen there. That's today's honorary captain, James Drown. He's the class of 1942 for the Highlanders. He was a team captain of the 1941 team.
I know Coach Gullah had Mr. Drown speak to the team before the game, looking to get a better start this week, I'd say.
Almost definitely. And, for being a young player in that locker room to listen to a man who graduated from Somerville High so long ago, for him to come all the way back, come back to the game, to be able to speak to them, it must have been a nice opportunity for them.
No question about that. Honorary captain tonight, James L. Drown, class of 42. He was also a tri-captain and the most valuable player of that team back in 41 as well. So I'm sure those players with that great resume and history with Somerville listened and hopefully heeded his words in the locker room before this game. As the coin toss is going on, we can also talk a little bit about Peabody, what we may see from them tonight. They do run a pro-style offense, more of a ball control offense. They like to run the ball and keep control of the clock as well.
Most definitely. It sounds like the same story from what we said last week, but it's going to all come down to how both the offense and defensive line play for the Highlanders. Being such a very young team, the experience that they gained last week is beneficial. It's just going to keep getting better for them throughout the year. But if you're going to look for one key, you want to see how the line's playing on both sides of the ball to really guide this team.
No doubt about that. As the coin toss has been completed, and honorary Captain Drown will line up with the Somerville Highlanders on the north end as they will be receiving the kickoff heading north to south this evening. When we look at Peabody from the past couple years, they were 0-11 2 years ago. They improved to 3-8 last year. Defense seemed to be their focus and where they were faltering as their coach, Coach Betancourt, his second season with the team, he called their defense atrocious. That was a quote from him. They allowed 329 points last year, allowing 36.6 points a game over the past 2 seasons has Peabody. So an opportunity there possibly for Somerville's offense to get on track today.
Most definitely. And if you're looking at it from the Peabody standpoint, Coach Betancourt's first year last year, he took an 0-11 team and got them to 3-8. So they're going to be looking for that progress each year, increasing that record each year on out. He knows where he needs to improve on, and I'm sure, throughout the preseason, through the first game, they're already hopping on that, strengthen that defense, strengthen. Where the Highlanders, they already have that strength on the defense. That's where a lot of their experience is. So the Highlanders are looking for that offense where all those young players to start kicking it, getting that meshing together and hopefully improving week by week.
We will pause as the Somerville High School band plays the national anthem. of Football this evening at Dilboy Memorial Stadium as we look at the max prep rankings for these two teams. It's a close ranking, actually. Peabody ranked 164 in the state, Somerville ranked 150 in the state. So a good even matchup, it looks like, from the rankings.
Most definitely. I'm sure Somerville went down after that loss to Arlington there, and Peabody definitely moved up in the rankings after that impressive win over Lynn English. I mean, so you're going to have, looks to be two evenly match teams here, and the team that works the hardest and the team that wants them more is going to be the team that comes out on top.
So the Highlanders will open out on offense this week. Last week, of course, as we talked about, they had some turnovers to start off the game, so they dug themselves a hole early on. Had a good showing, though, beyond that. Played very, very well in the second half of that game, and were able to come back and get into that game. A great experience gainer for that young team.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, the momentum they had in the second half on offense, they were just clicking on all cylinders, both offense and defense. If they can carry that into this game, they're going to be in good shape.
And the kick is away. It's fielded at about the 16-yard line. He breaks down the right-hand side, and he is hit once, spins away from it, but is taken down at the 25-yard line.
Little hesitation there. It seemed like he caught the ball well, started to move up the field, and then kind of stopped his momentum. Started shuffling those feet a little bit instead of keeping that full steam ahead, dropping the shoulder, trying to find that hole.
So Isaac Sarin will be leading the Highlanders out onto the field momentarily, as the Highlanders do run a pistol spread set. Many options, nice reads for Isaac to make as the snap is made. I'm
going to look for them to try and get the running game going, especially with Kevin Raymond. The way he ran the ball the first game of the season against Greater Lawrence, ran with purpose, speed, was able to break tackles. I think that's going to be a good key for them if they can get the ball, good solid run game that's going to set a play action pass, and it's going to open up things more for the receivers as the game goes along.
And they do start off here on first down. And the handoff does go to Raymond as he breaks to the left. He can't find too much there off tackle to the left as he only gains about 2 yards on that play.
Nice job by the Peabody defense there. They didn't allow him to get to the outside, and when he tried to cut back in, there were a few Tanner defensive linemen there waiting for him.
Now to bring up a 2nd down and 8 here for the Highlanders. Sarin gets him back to the line, calls out his signals. Sarin will drop back to pass. He looks to his left, will reload, look to the right, deep downfield. It's slightly underthrown and picked off by the Tanners at the 42-yard line, and they will take over there as the interception was made there by Ryan Collins, captain and safety for the Tanners.
Nice job by Collins there, keeping track of the ball and going up and getting it at its highest point. Sarin had 2 receivers that looked like that, had beat the Tanners defense deep, but ball was underthrown, allowing him to make that play. But if that play is going to be open, I mean, it looks like the Highlanders will be able to beat him deep, because he did have 2 guys that were definitely behind the entire Tanner defense there.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The possibility of the deep ball maybe, but unfortunately the turnover there. Turnovers once again early in the game for Somerville. Let's see if the defense can hold up here against the Tanner offense. Tanners, as I pointed out earlier, run more of a pro set. They have a full house backfield, 3 backs. They're going to play action fake, roll out right, pass is complete on the right-hand side for about a 6-yard gain as that pass is complete to Tanner Moquin, who is the tight end for the Tanners.
Nice job there by safety Matt Collins. As soon as he caught the ball, he didn't allow him to go upfield at all. Got about a 6-yard gain, but as soon as he caught it, Matt was there to make that tackle, allowed no yards after the catch there.
Quarterback for the Tanners is Michael Raymond as he made that pass to the tight end. Tanner Moquin. It's the Tanners have a guy named Tanner as one of their captains. And Raymond will bring him back to the line. I formation here for the Tanners. In motion is Tanner. And Moquin will get the ball on the sweep around the left side. He will go for probably about 3 yards there. It's going to be a 3rd down and 1 here for Peabody.
Nice job by the defense there. If you notice, they ran a little reverse there, but the opposite side of the field didn't lose their contain. They waited. They held their ground. They did their assignment and they didn't hold up for a big play there. Now, forces a 3rd and short here for Peabody.
3rd and short here. The Highlanders have an opportunity, hopefully, to stop this drive in its tracks on this 3rd down. Tanners have quite the multiple running attack, as Douglas Santos, also number 32 in the backfield, had a tremendous game against Lynn English last week. Tanners have the ball. It's snapped, and the handoff does go to Santos. He will bust it up the middle, and it looks like he gains just enough as he gets past the first down marker by about a yard, and that'll be first down for Peabody.
Nice job by the Highlanders defensive line, though. They kind of stood him up there right around the first down marker. He was able to fall for it for that extra yard, but they're not giving up too much right now. You know, they stand their ground, not giving up the big play, 3-4 yards of play. They're going to make Peabody earn every yard they get, and if they're going to score, they're going to earn it. They're going to have to, go yard by yard. They're not going to be able to. So far, it looks like that big play is not there for them.
And Tanners come up to the line of scrimmage as Michael Raymond calls out the signals. I formation, 2 receivers on the right side. As the handoff goes once again to Santos. Santos is tackled up inside. An excellent job in the interior there by the Highlanders defense.
Great job there by the linebackers there and the defensive line. As soon as they got to the line of scrimmage, there were three or four Highlanders just waiting for him.
James McCarter, one of those as well, in there on the tackle. An excellent job there, corralling Santos, keeping him to only a gain of about 2. So we're looking at a 2nd down and 8 yards here for Peabody.
This is where the Highlanders want to be. You want to keep Peabody, second and long, third and long, obviously third and medium. Make them, force them to make those yards.
I formation as McClone goes in motion. He will get the handoff on the left-hand side off tackle, and he gets probably about 4 yards there. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Nice run there. Good thing, the thing I liked about there is he just grabbed the ball and he went straight downhill. He wasn't trying to dance. He wasn't trying to bounce it outside. He knew exactly where he wanted to go, and he just ran hard right there. But once again, the Highlanders are now keeping people working, and now it's what, 3rd and 3 to go.
Yep. 3rd and a long 3, it looks like, on that side. Let's see what Coach Betancourt wants to do here for the Tanners.
I wouldn't be surprised if they run a little play action here, see if they can slip someone out there.
Raymond takes the snap, and he does give it off up the middle. That's going to be very, very close.
That's going to depend on the spot there.
Santos tried to force that ball forward. It looks like the Highlanders may have stood up there. It depends upon the mark here. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and 1.
Yeah, 4th and 1. Obviously, Peabody's going to go for it here.
Highlanders defensive line doing very well thus far. Santos, a tremendous week last week as he had 273 yards and 5 touchdowns versus Lynn English. And he's not finding that open ground right now against the Highlanders.
That's just a very impressive day running the ball. I'm sure he was tied after that one.
4th and 1, the handoff goes to Santos. He busts through on the right side, and he will get the first down as Carlos Alphonse in there to make the tackle. Good to have him back this week.
Unbelievable to have him back. Out last game with a shoulder injury. He's obviously a team captain. He's been a 3-year starter. He's a junior, started since his freshman year. He's a big part of that Highlander defense. With him and Collins back as the safety spots, I mean, that's the base of their anchor. That's where they have probably the most experience, their leaders, and it's all going to trickle down from them too.
Santos able to get into the 2nd level there. Alphonse did a great job wrapping him up, preventing him from getting any further. But that does bring up a first down here for Peabody at the 30-yard line of the Highlanders.
I mean, opposite of the early turnover by the Highlanders, they've been playing a great game. The defense has really been standing on their own, making Peabody work for every yard, making them earn everything that they get. Fortunately, 4th and 1 is always tough to stop. It was more like 4th and inches. But they're making them work, and hopefully, this kind of momentum will translate over the offensive side. They see how the defense is working. They want to start doing things on their own as well.
And it's really important, and we can see as Peabody more of a ball control offense, it's going to be very important that the Highlanders on the defensive side continue to stand up the way they are, but offensively they take advantage of their possessions because they may not get very many.
That's true. I mean, look at it right now. They're just run, ball control, taking lots of time off the clock.
And the I formation, the play action, as he looks to the left, he's got a man open downfield and overthrows him down near the goal line. As that was Ryan Collins looking to break free for that reception, but just overthrown by Michael Raymond.
It looks like Matthias Bragato was there in defense. He was a step or two behind. He definitely was beating coverage. But what I like to see is he was going hard for it. You don't even know if the receiver's looking back, seeing that. Maybe they take their eye off the ball. The ball was a little overthrown, but now the Highlanders got him in 2nd and long.
Second and long here for the Tanners. As Raymond calls out the signals from the I formation, it's a delayed handoff up the middle. Santos can't get anywhere for a gain of 0 there as they hold firm.
Great job by the defensive line to kind of stand pat and not fall for the draw. Hand the ball off late, nice draw play. Great job by the defensive line linebackers to converge on that, and now this is the perfect situation for the Highlanders. They got Peabody at 3rd and long, situation where they probably want to pass the ball, but also in the same sense, Peabody knows they have 2 downs to go for. This is definitely 4-down territory. I don't think they're going to try to punt here, so they're working with 2 downs here to get those 10 yards.
It does bring up a 3rd down and 10 here for the Tanners. As Raymond will hand the ball off, it's reversed back as that one goes to Ryan Collins. But once again, the Highlander defense completely in position, did not over pursue, and were able to drop him for a loss of 2 on that play.
Nice job by number 4 there. Chris David was not fooled at all on that reverse play. It's the second time they've run that play. Both times the Highlanders have been prepared for it. They weren't caught out of place, and David, they made saw the play, went, pursued it as high as he could, made the tackle for a loss of 2 yards, and now Peabody set up for 4th and about 12.
4th and long here for Peabody as the Tanners come to the line. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 4th down and 12 here as Collins goes in motion. Matthews back to pass, or Raymond, I should say, back to pass, and the pass is complete for the 1st down on the right sideline as that ball is complete to Ivan Iran.
Nice play there by Peabody. Ran a little play action there, but if you're a Highlander defender, especially in the secondary, they're not running the ball in 4th and 12. 4th and 12, got to be prepared for the pass. Especially with Peabody's offense, everyone's kind of bunched in there together. You got to look for those tight ends and running backs coming out of the backfield. Know your assignment and you just have to be there.
So the Tanners now will have another set of downs as they get the 1st down on that 4th down conversion. So it's 1st and 10 from the from the 17-yard line for Peabody. 2 receivers out to the left. A little motion there as once again Collins will get it on the reverse. And once again, the Highlander defense there and all over it.
Nice tackle there by number 40, by Justin Berry. Captain linebacker and tight end for the Highlanders there.
Justin of all trades there, no question about it. And a great job there reading the play and able to wrap up Collins near the out-of-bounds line. Brings up a 2nd down and 12 yards here for the Tanners.
Great job by him also shucking the offensive lineman off him. They were trying to block him. Shucked them, got away from them, and was able to make that play for a loss of 2.
This Peabody drive continues. 2nd down and 12 yards, 3.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. I formation. As Raymond calls out the signal, fullback motions out to the left. He's back to pass, and that ball's tipped and incomplete.
Pass incomplete brings up 3rd
both
down.
Collins and Hal's offense, those leaders in the secondary there, they were able to converge on that play. Great job. This time they were a little bit more prepared. You're seeing the Highlanders being able to adjust to those players where the tight ends and running backs are coming out from that formation, and now they're doing a better job covering them, making the passes a little bit tougher for the Tanners.
And the Highlanders are forcing another 3rd and long here. 3rd down and 12 yards. As you pointed out earlier, Sal, they might take 2 plays to get these 12 yards, might be what they're looking for in this situation.
Ideally, they would love to be able to cut this in half, get a little bit more, make it 4th and 4 and 5 or less.
As Raymond is back to pass, little play action fake, gets a little pressure, rolls out right, wings it to the sideline, but it's incomplete as Collins could not bring that one in.
Nice job there by the defensive line, number 52, Joe Gulla, with the pressure on him, forcing him to throw the ball, not letting him have his feet set. And once again, we're in 4th and 12 for the Tanners.
4th and 12, a difficult situation. Tanners were able to complete a 4th and long situation on the last series of downs. So looking for the Highlanders to stand up strong here defensively on 4th and long.
Most definitely. The last 2 pass plays Peabody's tried to accomplish, the Highlanders were able to defend them very well. I think they know what to expect now, and we're going to look for them to be able to stop them here.
Raymond calls out the signals I formation. He rolls to the right. Pass is complete. And just tight roping along the sidelines, but he did step out. The referee makes the call immediately. He did step out at about the 13-yard line. That's not going to be near the first down, and that will be a turnover on downs to the Highlanders.
Great job by the Highlander defense there. They were well prepared for people to be passing the ball there. They gave up a few yards there, but they didn't give up the 12. They wanted to make sure anything that they completed was underneath, probably within the 12 yards. And the defense, unbelievable job making Peabody work for every single yard that they got. And now the Highlander offense is going to be able to take the field.
And Highlander offense coming out on the field led by quarterback Isaac Sarin. 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter as the Highlanders will take over on the 13-yard line. I'm sorry, the 19-yard line. No, 13. I looked at the scoreboard. And Sarin gets it a little play action. He wings it out left, and it's incomplete as it could not be hauled in by Marcus Thomas. Was that Thomas?
That was
Shaquille Joseph.
Yes.
The blue letters on the gray backing, a little difficult sometimes.
They're very tough to see, especially up here. We're trying to look at the monitor to see if we can identify some of these guys.
Brings up 2nd and 10 here for the Highlanders. And Sarin will hand it off. No, he will not actually. He pulls it out. He wings it out to the left. Pass is complete.
Nice play there. We had a read option there where we could have handed it off. He could have ran, and he also had the throwing option there to number 2,
Ivan
Javon. Yeah, freshman.
And the young freshman hauled it in, gained 9 yards on that. Brings up a 3rd and 1 here for the Highlanders. As the pistol spread, Sarin throws it out. Pass is complete for the first down. So it looks like it went to Justin Berry on that one, I believe.
Yes, the big boy.
Complete to Justin Berry.
Nice job by Justin, getting over the first down line, turned around. Nice throw by Isaac there to complete the first down.
Isaac put a little mustard on that one as he delivered it right into Justin Berry there. Pistol spread here once again for Sarin. And on the jet sweep around the right side, no place to go there, though, as the Tanners had that one well defended.
They were definitely prepared for that. Really no room for him to go. The defense held their assignments. They were able to converge on him and give him nothing to work with.
I think that might have been, I think that was Shaq Joseph on that one as well. He was bottled up effectively by the Tanners.
Highlanders definitely trying to get the balls into the hands of their skill guys, let them make some one-on-one plays here.
Sarin gets the snap. He'll flip it out to the left-hand side. DeMar Chapman makes the catch there for about 3 yards, it looks like.
Nice job by Peabody's John Villaney, not allowing him any yards after the catch. They were allowing him to catch it, but he was right there to make the tackle and force the Highlanders into about a 3rd and 5-ish, I want to say.
3rd down and 5 here as Sarin gets the snap. He rolls to the right. He's looking downfield, has a man open, and that ball is complete for the first down.
Looks like Justin Berry again.
Justin Berry once again.
Very nice throw by Isaac there on the run. He rolled to his right, saw Justin wide open, was able to get him the ball, not only to be able to throw it to him, but he gave him the ability to run after the catch where he was able to pick up a bunch of yards.
Great option pass there for Sarin as he had the option to run the ball if he had it open, but he had Berry open downfield, so he took that for the first down. 1st and 10 here near midfield for the Highlanders. Just under a minute remaining here in the first quarter. Sarin gets the ball. He hands it off to Raymond. Raymond off the left side, busts through. We see a lot of speed there from Raymond. A great burst as he goes through the line, gains 8 yards on that play.
Nice job by Raymond there. He saw the hole went through hard, was able to pick up about 7-8 yards to give Highlanders a 2nd and short now.
Kevin Raymond, somebody who's impressed us a lot over the past couple weeks, had a great game up in Lawrence, and he really has the opportunity to take the ball a long ways when he gets it.
Good thing about him is, when he gets the ball, he's running hard. He's either, looking to run through people, make them miss. He's got the ability to make them do both, which is kind of dangerous for a running back.
2nd down and 3 now for the Highlanders, just across midfield. As the handoff goes inside, this time to Raymond. Raymond will bounce it out to the left-hand side. He goes for the first down to the 36-yard line.
Great job by Kevin Raymond there. That was a perfect example of him being able to make someone miss with one of his juke moves, but also the ability to run through it and make a Tanner have to bring him down. He's not going to go down easy. You're going to have to, really bring him down to to stop him from gaining any more yards.
No question about that, as there's a timeout on the field as the first quarter ends. This game moving along quickly as we've gotten through the first quarter. 0-0 is the score, as Somerville facing off against the Tanners of Peabody here at Dilboy Memorial Stadium.
Peabody definitely controlling the time of possession, but the Somerville defense did their job. They were forcing Peabody to into third and fourth downs every time they had the ball, and Peabody would get it first down here, first down there on fourth down, but it took them a while. They're making them work. That offensive line has to be tired. The defense stopped them before long. The Highlander offense takes the ball now, and now they're driving down the field. The momentum is with the Highlanders right now. You say 0-0, you see Peabody have the ball for the majority of the quarter, but the Highlander defense and offense are starting to find their rhythm, and momentum's definitely on their side right now.
Definitely agree about that. Just a point of reference for last week, the Tanners game against Lynn English, they had a 98-yard drive late in that game, in the second half of that game, where they never even had a third or fourth down that they had to convert on that drive, and they ended up with a touchdown on that drive. That kind of speaks to how the Highlanders able to force those third and longs and those fourth and longs, and that's something that the Peabody offense not necessarily prepared for.
Yes, most definitely, and it's going to take a toll on them as this game progresses. It's going to take a toll on them.
So the Highlanders now will have the ball, first down and 10 from the 37-yard line of the Tanners, as Isaac Sarin continues to try to drive them down the field. Timeout on the field, though.
Looks like Somerville didn't have the right personnel on the field there.
Timeout, Highlanders.
Sarin looked over the defense, didn't like what he saw, took the timeout.
That's okay. I think they have 5 timeouts a half, so why not use one?
Absolutely, plenty of timeouts. You don't get to keep them for the next game, so
Exactly.
you might as well use them.
Might as well use them.
As we are here at Dilboy Memorial Stadium on Somerville Educational Channel 15, the Highlanders of Somerville facing off against the Tanners of Peabody. We're just opening out the second quarter as Somerville is trying to drive down the field to get on the board, as this game is tied up 0-0 right now after the first quarter.
Highlanders looking to keep that momentum that they had in the first quarter. They're driving down the field. Hopefully they're able to keep that up, and we got first and 10 now. Well, it looks like we have some scoreboard issues here.
A little stoppage here as the scoreboard, the time on the scoreboard is not correct.
No, it's 11 minutes. I just came across it.
There's more than 25 seconds left in this quarter. The officials just going to go ahead and keep the time on the field, it appears. We're going to let play go. Shotgun formation here, 5 I should say, wide receivers. And the jet sweep is faked, and Sarin will keep it as he cuts it up the left-hand side for an 8-yard gain. We have a late flag thrown as well on the play.
Nice decision by Isaac to keep the ball there. He's able to get about 9 yards, but it looks like we have a holding call on the Highlanders.
Highlanders are flagged for the hold on that one, and that's going to back them up 10 yards.
Unfortunately, Highlanders perfect first down play, got them within second and 8, second and 2, but now first and 20. Not the direction they wanted to go in after that end of the first quarter that they had.
We'll bring up a first and long.
The holding is going to take it back to the 47-yard line now for the Highlanders, as they will have a first and 20 now from the 47. Sarin looks over for his signals. A pistol spread offense once again for the Highlanders. As Sarin gets the snap, he looks to the left, he'll throw it out, and the pass is incomplete, I should say, on the left-hand side, as DeMar Chapman could not corral that one.
It looked like he was trying to run before he had it. It looked like he whipped his head before he had control of it, because he definitely, great throw by Isaac there. Would have been a nice gain of probably about 8-9 yards to set them up, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Brings up a second and 20 now for the Highlanders, right around midfield.
One thing you do know is the defensive backs for Peabody are giving those outside receivers some cushion there. So where those little short curl routes are going to be handy.
Sarin rolls out to the right. He was going to pull the ball down, though. He's going to run it up the middle. It takes 3 Tanners to take him down, but finally they do after he gains 9 yards on that scramble.
Another smart decision by Isaac. He had a guy running downfield, but there were 2 Tanners there covering him. Saw the middle was wide open, pulled the ball down, and got Highlanders now about 3rd and 11.
Good decision there by Isaac Sarin, pulling it down. He gains those 9 yards, brings up a 3rd and 11, much more manageable than the 20 yards they were looking at previously.
Oh, most definitely. You're going to want to see them try and get us closer for a 4th and short.
Sarin will roll to the right. He'll throw it downfield, incomplete, as they just couldn't quite squeeze it in there to the young freshman, Yvonne Pierre.
Nice job by Ryan Collins on the defensive side for the Peabody Tanners, all over Pierre there, not giving him much room to make that catch.
That'll bring up a 4th down here for the Highlanders. 4th and 11, 9 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the half.
Looks like the Highlanders are going to go for it here. One thing to keep in mind is they do have that quick kick that they've run before with Isaac, maybe to pin Peabody deep in their own territory.
Sarin out of the shotgun formation, as he will get the snap, roll out to the left, and as he was almost sacked, he just threw it towards the sideline. No grounding. There was a player there, but not much on that play.
No, he didn't really have any room to set his feet to make a throw. Nice job by the PBD defensive line there to penetrate and really give him nothing right there. So they turned the ball over on downs, but they are the defense has already shown that they've done well against this PBD offense, and they look to build on that and hopefully get the Highlanders the ball back with time to spare.
9 minutes, 22 seconds left here in the half as Peabody will take over on their own 38-yard line. Michael Raymond, the Tanners quarterback, brings them to the line. I formation, 2 receivers out to his right. Raymond will hand the ball off to Santos. Santos off right tackle will get 5 to 6 yards on that play. Just a direct running play.
Yeah, they did. They came down, they handed off to Santos, and he ran that ball hard right down the hill. Was able to pick up about 6 yards here to give Peabody that second and 4.
6-yard gain there as Peabody's able to pick up those 6 yards on 1st down. We have a stoppage once again of play.
It looks like an injured Highlander. They're having him off the field. It is, let's see, 25. That would be
Brigado.
Yep, Brigado.
So Mateus Brigado injured on that play. He'll come to the sideline.
Another freshman starting for the Highlander defense.
Lots of youth everywhere on the field for the Highlanders. So the Tanners will come to the line. I formation once again, their base set. Handoff goes to Santos. Santos off left tackle will cut it back to the right, and now he has running room. He is down the right sideline to the 20, to the 15, taken down at the 5-yard line.
Great job by Carl's Alphonse to be able to track him down and bring him down before getting into the end zone. But now you can see why Santos went off last week against Ling English.
Had some good blocking on the right-hand side there, and then once he saw that hole, he was right through it. An excellent job there by Alphonse to track him down and to prevent the touchdown in that situation, as the Tanners are going to have it now 1st and goal from the 5-yard line with 8 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the 1st half. Score is tied 0-0 as Peabody is looking to draw first blood. The give goes to Santos. Santos fumbles it as he goes for the end zone.
Looks like the official says he was down.
Oh, they're going to call him down. I'm not totally sure about that, Sal.
I'm not too sure either. I saw that ball come flying out. Looks like he's marking him at about the 1.
Yep. Looked like Santos was trying to reach the ball for the end zone while he was diving, and I didn't necessarily see a knee down, but the official did, and so it'll be a 2nd and goal here for the Tanners from the 1-yard line.
And with no replay, that's all we got. So
no red flag for Coach Gola to throw.
No. I bet if he had one though, he'd be throwing it right now.
I'd say you're probably correct on that. Absolutely. We have a timeout by Peabody on the field.
You have Matt Collins talking to one of the defensive coaches here.
At this time, we'd like to encourage you to support the Highlanders by visiting our concession
Matt Collins, one of the
stand
leaders on this
at the golf
defense,
course.
one of the leaders on this team, period. And
Yes.
that's one thing that a youthful team like this needs is experienced, good leaders, and I think Matt Collins would definitely be one of those.
Especially on the defensive side, with him and Carl both at the safety spot, being able to guide and direct all the younger Highlanders out there.
So on 2nd and 1, and they're going to just push it right in off left tackle as Santos is able to get in. That big offensive line got a good push there, and they're able to get it across the goal line for the first touchdown of the game.
Santos on the carry for Peabody, touchdown.
That'll make it 6-0.
As you see Harry Marchetti on the television screen right now, former football coach at Somerville High and currently works up at the high school right now.
I want to know where my cupcake is.
Right? Can we get some cupcakes out here?
Yeah, exactly. So Peabody comes out for the extra point. They will line that up as they have struck first in this game with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first half. And the kick is up, and it is good. As the Tanners take the 7-0 lead here against the Highlanders of Somerville.
That one big play basically set up that touchdown drive. That nice long run there by Santos basically set them up at, first and goal at the 4, and the offensive line just took over at that point. Those are the type of plays the Highlanders are going to want to try and prevent. If Peabody's going to score, they want them to work their way down the field. They don't want to give up those big plays because, as you can see, once you get to the open field, the kick can fly.
Yeah, no question about it. Lots of speed coming from Santos, and that offensive line for Peabody, very experienced, very large offensive line. All of them in the 230 to 250 pound range, and they're able to open some holes in that drive. Different from the first drive that they had, where Somerville was able to make them work, set up 3rd and longs and 4th and longs, and were able to stop them then.
Most definitely. I think going forward, you're going to want the Highlanders to force anyone other than Santos to beat you. You want them to prove that they have other weapons that they're going to need to go to and have to go to, because you want to eliminate Santos. You want to eliminate those big plays. Anything you can do to get the ball out of his hands is what you want to do.
And here's the kickoff, as it will be fielded at the 20-yard line, up to the 30, up across the 35 is where he'll be brought down at about the 36-yard line, and that's where Somerville will take over. That was Kevin Raymond on the return there.
Kevin Raymond on the return.
Anything you can do to get the ball in his hands is what you want to do as well. Kick returns, running the ball, even if you throw it to him. I liked what he did there. He caught the ball and he just started running hard up the field. He wasn't trying to dance, wasn't trying to, juke anyone. He grabbed the ball, put his shoulder pads down, and was running up the field.
Kevin Raymond, a very tough runner, a very elusive runner. He's got a great first step, a great burst, but then, like you pointed out a couple times, a very tough runner. Once he gets downfield, there are a lot of defensive backs out there that don't want anything to do with him once he has a head of steam. Sarin will bring the Highlanders out as the snap comes out. He looks to his right. The pass is complete to Shaq Joseph, as Joseph is forced out of bounds. Looks like a gain of about 10. It's going to be really close. Actually, it looks like it's going to be a first down as he just gets across the first down marker, and it's going to bring up another set of downs for the Highlanders.
Nice job by Shaq to not only receive the ball, but make the first guy miss.
Sarin brings him up quickly with that spread offense, and the handoff goes to Raymond. Raymond off left tackle is going to burst through the middle for about 5 yards there.
Nice job by the Highlander offensive line, giving them that hole where he saw it, bursted through it, was able to pick up 5 yards and make it 2nd and 5. Maybe it looks like 2nd and 6.
Yeah. Highlanders looking to even the score up as they trail 7-0 here with 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Sarin's got his play in that pistol spread with 4 wide receivers. And the handoff goes up the middle to Raymond. Raymond will not find much room there as he is stonewalled at the 49-yard line.
As soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, there were at least 3 or 4 people sitting there waiting for him, not allowing him to get anything more than that.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 here for the Highlanders, just across midfield.
I'd look for them to throw another one of those curl routes with the Peabody Tanner defensive backs playing so far off the line.
Very, very far off the line is DeMar Chapman here, nearest our position here. Has a lot of space out there. Collins is playing very, very off of him. And the give goes to Raymond. Raymond up the middle. He'll gain probably about 4 yards on that. It's bringing up about a 4th and a long 2 here, it looks like.
Yep, they ran that play knowing that they're going to go for it on 4th down.
No doubt about it. Saren will get the quick snap, and that's not going to go anywhere. Tanners were ready for that one as the 4th down and long 2. No daylight there for Isaac Saren as he tried to have a quick quarterback keeper, and the Tanners were ready for it.
Yeah, the Highlander defensive line was there. I mean, not the Highlander, the Tanner defensive line was set up real quick and prepared for that. They were ready for it, and they didn't give him a yard.
So that's going to be a change of possession as the Tanners will take over at their own 47-yard line, leading 7-0 here over the Highlanders. Obviously, in that situation, the Highlanders came to the line of scrimmage with 2 plays in mind and didn't get the first down off the Raymond run, so they wanted to run a quick keeper to the quarterback. But like you said, Tanner's completely prepared for that one.
We have the referee speaking with Coach Guller here on the side. That's why the Peabody's not able to run this next play.
And the conference is over.
Maybe we can get a text from Jeff to see what that conversation was about.
maybe
Let's see if
Jeff,
we
our
can figure
inside
it out.
info, will let us know what all that was about. As the Tanners now will come to the line, the I formation, 2 receivers to the left. Raymond hands the ball off. Santos once again finds some good daylight on the left-hand side, down to the 27-yard line. 26-yard line where he'll be marked down.
Once again, dragged down by Carl's Alphonse. But you can see what Santos can do if he has just a little bit of room. He very explosive little runner there.
Extremely explosive through the line. Immediately through there, some nice holes being opened up a little bit too. The Highlanders defense looking to stand up here as they trail 7-0 against Peabody. Peabody driving here in the second half of play. Tanners come up to the line of scrimmage. Nobody out wide. I formation as Collins goes in motion out wide to the right. This is a toss to the right-hand side as that one goes to Javier Moyeno. And Moyeno able to get 4 yards on that play. Moyeno more of a blocking back for the Tanners, given the run on that situation, though not quite the electrifying speed that we see from Santos, though.
It looks like you got a little thunder and lightning going on now.
Brings up 2nd down and 6 here for Peabody. Raymond will hand the ball off, this time back to Santos. Santos breaks 1 tackle at the line of scrimmage and is able to lean forward towards the first down. It's going to depend upon the mark, though.
Looks like he's going to be about a half a yard short, maybe inches short.
Looks like they're going to give him the first down on it. It's first down and 10 here.
They kind of gave him the eyeball test, figured it was enough, and moving the chains.
That's first down and 10 from the 16 for the Tanners. Leading the Highlanders 7-0 here in the first half of play. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Michael Raymond, the Tanners quarterback, brings them up with the I formation. Santos will get it. No, actually, play action pass. Faked me as well. That pass is complete to the back of the end zone for a touchdown, as that went to Tanner Moquin for the touchdown pass.
That was a very, very nice pass. The Highlander defense was there. I mean, he had to be pinpoint accurate with that throw, and he was. And it was a great catch by the receiver as well. I mean, perfectly drawn up play, executed by everyone. I mean, you can't fault the defense. They were there. The ball was just out of his reach.
No question about it. Moquin with a great catch in the back of the end zone, but like you said, perfectly thrown pass as the defense was there. There's no doubt about it, but Michael Raymond put it where only Moquin could get it. He pulls it in for the touchdown, and Peabody leads 13-0, pending the extra point here with 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Kicker is Patrick Toohey for the Tanners. Hold is good, kick is up, and it's good.
Toohey's kick is good for the Tanners.
So the Tanners lead 14-0 here with 3 minutes remaining in the first half. The Highlanders look to put together some offense, get some points on the board here as we end the first half.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely looking to put points on the board going into halftime. As we saw last week, it can be a tale of two halves. I mean, they went to the locker room down last week. They weren't able to pull the comeback off, but they scored 20 unanswered points. So you know they can go into the locker room, make adjustments, and come out a different football team.
No question about that.
They're able to go in now, put 7 points on the board, go into halftime down by 7, and you get a whole totally different football game.
One thing that really the Tanners struggled with last year, the past couple years defensively, is giving up the big play. This would be a great time for the Highlanders to dial up a big play.
Oh, I definitely agree. You know, they're susceptible to it. So we're just going to find that opening and, you know, take advantage of it. You know, you can't, you know, let one of those opportunities slip away because you really don't know how many you're going to have throughout a game.
Peabody's kick will be fielded at the 15-yard line. And he'll break it on the right-hand side and be brought down as he continues to fight, but he's finally brought down at about the 33-yard line. And that's where the Highlanders will begin their drive with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the half.
Nice job by Jordan Dolphin there to push the pile. He was stood up right around the 30. He was able to pull across for another 3 or 4 yards there and set up the Highlanders with decent field position with 2:53 left in the half.
Good tough running at the end there by Dolphin, no question about it. So the Highlanders will take the field looking to cut into this 14-0 lead that Peabody has. Sarin takes a snap, he gives it up to Raymond. Raymond on to the left-hand side, will cut it back to the middle, and he gains a good 7 yards there.
7 yards on the carry.
Nice play on first down there. They gained a big chunk of yards there to set the Highlanders up. Nice hard running once again by Kevin Raymond.
Brings up a 2nd and 3 yards here for the Highlanders. 4 wide receivers here for Isaac Sarin as he drops back to pass. Looks to the right, and the pass is complete to Kevin Raymond, but immediately hit.
Highlanders are lucky there they weren't called for a legal man downfield. Some of those offensive linemen were wandering downfield a little bit.
It looked like they might have been trying to set up a screen possibly, but I'm not totally sure where the screeners were in that situation.
But first down for the Highlanders, and now they got a little rolling, but about 2 minutes left. They need to kind of pick up the pace here a little bit.
Just over 2 minutes as Sarin calls out the signals. He's got 3 receivers to his left, a single receiver to his right. He's going to roll out to the left, squares, and throws downfield. Just incomplete, off the fingertips there. Looks like
pass intended for Justin Berry is incomplete.
Justin Berry, just incomplete.
Especially when you're going downfield, Berry's definitely one of those players that you want to look for with his big frame, able to jump up and secure the ball with those hands. He's one of the taller options that the Highlanders have on offense.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 here for the Highlanders. As they get in their signals from the sideline. Sarin will get the snap. He drops back. He looks to his right. Pass is complete on that right-hand side for a gain of 8 yards just to midfield. And Shaq Joseph pulls that one in for the Highlanders.
Nice catch there by Shaq. He went out with his hands, all hands, went out, caught it, then turned. He didn't take his eye off the ball earlier where the earlier drop occurred. Did a good job, wasn't able to get out of bounds, and the Highlanders burnt one of their many timeouts.
So a minute 47 remaining here in the half as the Highlanders just across midfield, trailing 14-0. Sarin takes a snap. He gives it off to Raymond. Raymond has some room on the left-hand side as he will run through with one tackle and able to be brought down at the 41-yard line for the first down.
Nice hard run there by Kevin Raymond. Great job by the offensive line to give him plenty of room. He was able to go through the line. His first contact wasn't more than 5-6 yards down the field.
Sarin gets the snap. He looks to his left. He pulls the ball down. He's going to run around the left-hand side. Didn't like what he saw out there. Thought he could make something happen with his leg, and then he did, as he did not quite get out of bounds. He wasn't able to stop the clock, but did get 6 yards on the carry.
Nice job again with him. Just another example of him being smart with the ball. Saw that he had the corner. The pass might not have been there. Ran out, tried to get out of bounds, but a nice job by the Peabody defense to keep him in bounds to force the Highlanders to burn another one of their timeouts.
Brings up a 2nd and 3 now for the Highlanders when they come back from the timeout, as they're strategizing there with Coach Gulla on the sideline.
Highlanders putting together a nice little drive here, both on the ground and through the air. Hopefully, they can keep the momentum going and put the ball in the end zone before the end of the half.
Highlanders looking to cut into this 14-0 lead Peabody has built here in the first half. As they look to continue this drive, they're going to have it 2nd down and 3 from the 34-yard line. Some more clock difficulty, so we're going to look to the officials on the field for our time management here. Sarin gets the snap. He drops back to pass. He looks to his left. He has a man out there in isolated coverage, but the pass is incomplete.
Sarin's pass incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
Nice job by number 17 for Peabody, John Villaney, once again with being able to break up that pass.
DeMar Chapman gets up limping after that incompletion.
Right now it's showing 14.
That's wrong.
Yep.
Chapman looks like he's going to stay in the game, though. Nope. He will be coming out, as Carlos Alphonse will come in. We have a timeout on the field as well.
I think it looks like they were telling the officials to stop the clock. We have 1:02 left now.
Just over a minute remaining here as the Highlanders have the ball on the Tanners' 34-yard line. 3rd and 3 here for the Highlanders. Sarin calls out his signals. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He drops back to pass, looks to his right. Pass is complete for the first down at the 30-yard line, as that one went to Carlos Alphonse.
Great job by Isaac moving up in the pocket. Gave himself some more time, felt the pressure coming from the outside, moved up in the pocket, was able to find Alphonse there for the first down to keep the chains moving.
And bringing up the 1st and 10 here at the 30-yard line for the Highlanders. Clock runs with 45 seconds. And a little bit of motion there.
False start by 2 offensive linemen there for the Highlanders. Our man on the sideline, Jeff Genziano, told us that conversation earlier was referee told Coach Gulla that the inside offensive line was moving early every time. And there's an example of it.
Yeah. So that's going to move the Highlanders back 5 yards. 1st down and 15 now, as it's a low snack fielded by Sarin. He's able to control it, but immediately is taken down.
Looked like that ball was snapped a little earlier than Isaac was prepared for, and that all that momentum the Highlanders had going is they're kind of going the opposite direction the last couple of plays now, setting up 2nd and long, because we're not looking for first downs now with 24 seconds left. They're going to get that ball in the end zone.
Yep, only 24 seconds remaining here in the first half. Highlanders trailing 14-0 as they have the ball on the Tanners' side of the field at the 37-yard line, but a 2nd and quite a ways, as it's 2nd and 16 now for the Highlanders.
Right now, the Highlanders, you can't be worried about the first down as much as they want it. They need to, get themselves into position where, even as times run out, they can throw that ball in the end zone, jump ball situation, and one of those times you're going to be looking for Justin Berry being that tall, physical tight end that they have.
Justin Berry, definitely a physical presence, has made some nice catches already this game, and tremendous player on both sides of the ball for the Highlanders.
No, most definitely. He's definitely a guy on offense and defense that they want to be an impact player, and he is. I mean, on defense, you see him making tackles. But on offense, they want to get him more involved, being that big frame body at the tight end spot.
24 seconds remaining here in the half, as the Highlanders have it 2nd and 16. Sarin rolling out to the right, and that pass is intercepted. And 21 now has it. He'll cut it back. Flag is dropped behind the return.
Yep, that most likely is going to be either a hold or a block in the back by Peabody after the interception. Isaac's first mistake of the game. I mean, he was looking for a receiver, but did not see that number. Who was it? 21.
Jake Doherty.
Did not see him just sitting there waiting for it. The ball was basically thrown right to him, and he was able to turn that ball up the field and give Peabody the ball.
And it will be an illegal block on the return. So we'll see where Peabody will begin this offensive set here with only 12.4 seconds remaining in the half, though. And they'll have the ball at their own 30-yard line. Looks like in all probability, Peabody will be taking a knee here, I would guess.
I would think so. You know, you're up 14-0. You don't want to chance it. You don't want to turn the ball over, especially deep in your own territory. They get the ball at the half, as the Highlanders did receive to begin the game. So probably the safe play here is take a knee, go into halftime up 14-0, and then work on getting the ball at the beginning of the third quarter and go from there.
Yep. Well, we figured out what we think they're going to do. Let's see what they do, as they have not broken their huddle yet, but I'd say you're probably correct about that.
More times than not, I'm probably wrong. So I wouldn't be surprised about anything right now.
What, no play action in a deep bomb here? It's a full house backfield, and he will just go ahead and take the knee, as the Tanners will go to halftime, leading by a score of 14-0 over the Highlanders of Somerville here at Dilboy Stadium. As we will take a break for halftime, this is Somerville Educational Channel 15, with Somerville trailing the Peabody Tanners going to halftime by a score of 14-0. We are back at Dilboy Stadium here on Somerville Educational Channel 15 as we cover the Somerville Highlander football team as they face off against the Peabody Tanners here on this lovely Friday evening. A nice, cool, breezy evening.
It's a little chilly out.
It's a little bit of a chill in the air, Sal. This is Todd Harmon alongside Sal Mendonça as the Somerville Highlanders find themselves trailing at the half by a score of 14-0 to the Peabody Tanners. The Tanners able to run the ball effectively there in the first half, as Douglas Santos for the Tanners with 1 touchdown and 109 yards in the first half rushing, and also a beautiful pass by Michael Raymond to Tanner Moquin as the other scoring for the Peabody Tanners this evening.
Yeah, I mean, the Tanners offense, the first time they had the ball, the Highlanders were able to stop the big play. They were making them earn every yard that they got. And ever since then, the Tanners were able to find some of those holes, especially with Santos. His running ability was definitely put on display in the first half. Definitely a key point there for the Highlanders to try to keep him contained. But like you said, a nice touchdown pass there for Peabody towards the end of the first half there. A perfect pass and catch, and right now the Highlanders find themselves in a hole, but they were there last week as well, and they were able to respond with 20 unanswered points. Something that they're going to look to repeat here tonight.
Peabody will begin the second half with the ball as they move from north to south here at Dilboy Stadium. The Highlanders offense moved the ball between the 20s, but weren't able to really push the ball any further, as Isaac Sarin did throw 2 interceptions there in the first half as well. Highlanders kicking away to the Tanners as it will bounce once, be fielded, actually bobbled at the 30-yard line, though it's picked up, and the run back on the right-hand side brought down to the 40-yard line by Ryan Collins.
Very fortunate for Peabody there that ball didn't bounce further away from the return man. Tried to pick it up on the bounce and wasn't able to handle it, but fortunate for Peabody, it bounced right there for them to be able to pick it up. Didn't really go too far away from them to give the Highlanders an opportunity to pounce on that.
So Peabody gets a nice bounce for themselves there, able to recover their own fumble on the kickoff. They'll begin this first series of the second half from their own 41-yard line with a 1st and 10. Michael Raymond brings the Tanners to the line of scrimmage. Once again, the base I formation as the give is to Santos off left tackle. He'll break it back to the middle and be brought down 8 yards down the field at about the 48-yard line.
Nice first down play there by Peabody. Santos, if you take a look at him, not the biggest guy on the field, but he runs with power, but he's got a lot of speed. Once he finds that hole, he's just blasting right through it. Definitely someone that they want to try to contain, but it's tough when you have someone that fast, and sometimes he might be hidden behind those offensive linemen. They can't really see him.
I was going to say he's very, very fast, but he's also not that tall, so he can scat around back there in the backfield. As the pitch is to Santos, it's strung out nicely by the Highlanders as they bring him down at the 50-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 here for Peabody.
Nice drop by the Highlanders to keep him contained, not really give him that corner, because once he gets in the open field, he's just about gone. It's going to be very tough to catch him. They did a good job containing him, and sets up a 3rd and short for Peabody.
Peabody once again here on the 3rd and short, 3rd down and 1 from midfield as we've just opened up here in the second half. Peabody leading the Highlanders by a score of 14-0 as Peabody has their opening drive here at midfield. 3rd and 1 play. As Collins moves in motion, the give is to Collins, and he will bust it up the left-hand side for a gain of about 12 on that play, down to the Highlander 39-yard line.
Nice job by Peabody. They put Collins back in there with Santos, and obviously your first thought is they're going to give the ball to Santos with 3rd and short. They went the opposite direction, gave it to Collins, and he was able to pick up a nice chunk of yards there to give Peabody the 1st down.
Very run-heavy attack, but a very varied run-heavy attack, as they have a couple guys really who have touched the ball. Running it thus far has been Moyeno, their fullback, along with Tanner Moquin, Ryan Collins, and Douglas Santos doing most of the damage. As Santos gets the ball up the middle, he will be brought down after a gain of 6 yards, it looks like, bringing up a 2nd down and 4 for the Tanners.
And one thing that Peabody does on offense is that they mix in those pass plays. It seems like at the perfect time where they kind of suck you in with the run. Your defense starts to move a little closer to the line, and then that's when they throw in that pass to try to catch you sleeping and catch you over the top.
Peabody has the ball, 2nd down and 5 now. Opening drive of the second half for the Tanners. And the handoff goes to Santos off the right side once again. And he's going to lean forward close to the 1st down marker. It looks like he's going to be marked just short of it by about a yard. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 for Peabody.
It seems like we've been saying that all day. 3rd and short for Peabody there. A positive for the Highlanders is they're not giving up chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down, but those 3rd downs where it's just a yard or 2 or inches, Peabody's been consistently able to get those all night.
After that first drive, the first offensive drive the Tanners had, they had some 3rd and longs, 3rd and 12, 4th and 12 situations, but since then it has been 3rd and short that the Tanners have been looking at. And that's what they have here with 3rd and 1 from the 30-yard line. And the give goes to Santos up the middle, uses that speed, gets lost amongst the big boys down there, and is brought down at about the 16-yard line, and we may have some extra yardage added on.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been a face masking penalty there, but one thing that's impressive with Santos, as we've talked about it, how small he is, but he's always falling forward. You don't see defenders tackling him and driving him backwards. Every time he's going down forward with the ball, which is impressive with a player of his size.
And the call on the play is the face mask. It's going to move the ball forward, make it 1st and goal now for the Tanners from the 8-yard line. The Peabody Tanners have come out here in the second half, done exactly what they wanted to do, which was run the ball effectively. The Highlanders have not been able to stop that running game thus far since that first drive of the game. It's Michael Raymond, the quarterback, calls out the signals. He'll hand it off to Santos again on left tackle, and Santos will push it through for the touchdown.
It's
The big boys up front for Peabody are definitely earning the score here for the Tanners. I mean, they just came out and just ran, and the big boys up front got in their rhythm, and they were able to, walk down the field. It's one of those instances where, you get a very experienced offensive line that have played together for a little bit, going up against a very young Highlander defense. And you can see that experience taking over, especially on this drive here in the third quarter.
No doubt about that, as the Highlanders give up the touchdown there with just under 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. The score is 20-0, pending the extra point for the Tanners. Patrick Toohey on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and it is no good. Wide to the left. That will keep the score 20-0 here as the Highlanders trail the Tanners in the third quarter. So an opportunity here for the Highlander offense to get on track, try to find their way down the field. Some good plays that we've seen so far from the offense, but just haven't been able to get that necessary big play or that necessary play to get them into the end zone where they'd like to be.
Yeah, I mean, all it's going to take is one big play to really turn the momentum around for the Highlanders. As you saw last week, that one nice long run by Isaac for the Highlanders for a score, and that just set off a chain of positive things that went on for the offense the rest of the night. That's something that they're going to want to do here. They're able to generate a nice little drive, maybe have a big play or two to kind of get the excitement level back up. Your defense is going to get excited, and you can totally change the ball game here.
No doubt about that. Is the kick coverage team going out for the Highlanders. Jordan Dolphin, along with Kevin Raymond, back deep. It's a low line drive kick fielded by Raymond as he will bring it up the right hand side, get it back up to about the 35, 36 yard line it looks like, where they will mark him down, and the Highlanders offense will take over there.
Nice spot, nice field position for the Highlanders to start in, just over the 40 yard line there, inside the 40 there. For them to pick things up and get going.
So Isaac Sarin will lead his Highlanders back out onto the field here to open up the second half for the offense, trailing by a score of 20-0. Once again, this young Highlanders team going through those growing pains, get behind early, and now they have to fight their way back up the hill.
Coach, can you hear me down there?
Sarin calls out the signals. He'll give the ball off to Raymond on the left-hand side. Raymond runs through one tackler, is brought down about 8 yards down the field for a gain there of about more like 7, I should say, to about the 46-yard line.
Nice hard run there by Kevin Raymond. You saw him drop the shoulder and was able to run through that Peabody defender. Very close to breaking that one for a big gain there, and that's just the type of momentum that the Highlanders could take going forward.
Brings up a 2nd and 3 here for the Highlanders as Sarin gives the ball off to Raymond, this time to the right side. Raymond will cut it back inside, lean forward, looking for that first down. It looks like he's got it around midfield for the Highlanders.
Nice cut up field there by Kevin Raymond. Looked like he was going to go outside, saw that hole appear there, planted his foot, went right through it, was able to dive for the first down, and now we're getting close to the 50 and then getting into Tanner territory.
Smart running there by Raymond as he knew that he needed to get those 3 yards. He might have gotten more on the outside, but he wasn't sure about that. He knew he could get the 3 yards by cutting it upfield, and he did just that. So snap comes back to Sarin. Once again, the give to the left, this time to Raymond. Raymond runs through 2 tackles. It's going to take 4 Tanners, but they finally bring him down 9 yards down the field for a gain there of 9.
What?
Looks like the offensive line came out here with a purpose. They're sitting there driving the defensive line back and giving Kevin Raymond those holes where he's able to pick up 6-7 yards of carry right now.
Absolutely, and that was game of 8 there I should say, on that play. It's 5.5 remains here in the third quarter. 2nd and 2 as the slant pattern is incomplete. A high pass there looking for the young freshman Ivan Pierre on that quick slant.
Isaac had some zip on that ball. He really threw that ball with some mustard on it. Just a little high there for the young freshman, but nice to see that coming out. And it looked like it was open. If he gets that ball down a little bit more, that's a nice gain there for the Highlanders.
Brings up a 3rd and 2 here for the Highlanders. Trailing 20-0 here as we open up the third quarter. The give is to Raymond on the left. Raymond's going to cut it back to the middle. He's going to fight for that first down, and it looks like his forward progress is going to get it just beyond the 40-yard line.
Great job by Raymond there. As you said earlier, he's being smart when he's running. He was going to go to the outside. Sorry, wasn't there. Was able to cut it up inside and gain the first down for the Highlanders there.
Good hard running by Kevin Raymond there as contact came before the first down, but he was able to fight through it and get that first down. Brings up a 1st and 10 for the Highlanders at the Tanners' 40-yard line. 3 wide receivers out to Saren's right, 1 out to his left. He drops back to pass, looks to his right, and he is smothered immediately there as the sack for the Tanners. Looked like it was probably Cantone on that one, I believe, coming in.
Yeah.
The left end, bursting in to get the sack there. Brings up a 2nd down and 16 here for the Highlanders.
Isaac was setting up, looking to go deep with that ball, but when he set his feet, Cantone was right there to welcome him. Wasn't able to let him throw that ball anywhere.
4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Highlanders trailing by 20. Saren gets the snap. He looks to his right. Up the middle of the field this time, and Barry has the catch right up the middle. A beautiful catch by Barry as he powers through the tackle and is able to get the first down at the 26.
Great job by Isaac there, setting his feet, throwing the ball where only Justin Barry could catch it over the defensive player there for Peabody. And like you said, great catch by Justin there, using all hands, able to catch it and turn upfield for the first down.
The give is to Raymond this time on the left-hand side. He breaks it around the corner, and he gets 11 yards on that carry down to the Tanner 15-yard line as the Highlanders are knocking on the door.
Great job by the offensive line there. Kevin Raymond was going to the outside, saw that he had the corner, and then turned it up the field. Not one of those instances like earlier where he saw his best route was to go inside.
As you can see being taken off the field right now, Carlo Girton for Somerville on the cart. Highlanders have it 1st and 10 here at the 15-yard line. So they look to get on the board this evening, trailing 20-0 here in the third quarter. Saren gets the snap, looking to his right. He's going to pull the ball down. He's got some room to run. He cuts it back to the inside, gains 4 yards on that scramble.
Smart play there by Isaac. Saw that he stepped back, no one was there. Saw the middle was open for him to gain positive yards. Pulled the ball down and took what the defense gave him, which is good to see out of Isaac.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. Actually, he gained 3 yards on that play, down to the 12-yard line. Sayer making good choices, has made good choices throughout the evening, as a matter of fact. He had one underthrown pass early that was picked off, and then he did make one tried to force a ball in, trying to drive the ball towards the end of the first half. The give is to Raymond. Raymond on the left-hand side, bursts it up the middle, takes 3 Tanners with him, and drops after the first down at about the 3-yard line.
Nice job by the Highlanders there. They're mixing up their play calls, pass, run. They're kind of keeping Peabody a little off balance here, not knowing what to expect, and especially when they're giving the ball to Raymond, running hard down the field. Much more explosive in this quarter than he was in the previous half.
No question about it, as it's 1st and goal here for the Highlanders. Give is to Raymond once again. Powers it up into the middle, gains probably about a yard or 2 there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and goal from about the 2-yard line.
Nice job there by the Highlanders. Once again, getting positive yards as they get closer and closer inside the 5-yard line there in Peabody territory.
Second and goal here for the Highlanders, trailing 20-0. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in the quarter as the give is to Raymond. Raymond off left tackle goes in for the touchdown for the Highlanders.
Great drive there by Somerville. They got the ball, nice little return, got them to the within their own 40, and they just drove down the field. They didn't really have any setbacks. Every play was positive yards, except for the sack, but great momentum builder for the Highlanders here. Exactly what they needed going forward if they wanted to come back in this game.
So with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, the Highlanders are on the board as Kevin Raymond gets the touchdown for the Highlanders.
There was definitely the Isaac Sarin and Kevin Raymond show on that drive. Perfect balance, like we said, between passes and runs, and if the play was there, they made it. They didn't let any of those open opportunities slip by, and they took everything that Peabody was willing to give them.
Yeah, timeout on the field very quickly as we await the extra point.
Looks like all the Highlanders didn't have all their personnel out there for the extra point.
And now the Highlanders have all their players on the field. Highlanders trailing 20-6 here. Late in the third quarter. And
I think we have a false start.
Flag on the play. False start on the Highlanders.
so that's going to back them up 5 yards.
Looks like it was number 25, Matthias Bragato.
And make this a more difficult kick here for the Highlanders. So now it's going to be a 25-yard kick for the extra point, as the kick is up, and it's no good, just wide to the left.
Definitely had the distance for it, just a little wide, and now each team has missed an extra point here tonight.
It makes the score of the Highlanders 6 and the Tanners 20, as the Highlanders prepare to kick away to the Peabody Tanners. There's 2 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the third quarter, so there is plenty of time here, Sal. But Peabody likes to hold on to the ball. We're going to see a lot more Santos coming up. There's no question about that. The Highlanders defense has got to find a way to stop that small, very, very fast back of the Tanners.
If there was any time for a 3-and-out, this drive right now is it. If they can stop them 3-0, get the ball back to the offense, which has shown immense improvement from the first half, drove right down the field, and they were able to finish. Get the ball back in the offense hands, and you have a totally different ball game here. So, but the key, as you said, is getting Peabody's offense off the field sooner rather than later.
No doubt about that, as Peabody ball control offense loves long drives, as the kick is going to go out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. So Peabody's going to begin with good field position here on this drive.
Not what you wanted by the Highlanders there. They're going to get the ball, I believe, at the 35. I believe that's where they're going to place the ball with the kick out of bounds. But it's all going to come down to the defense. If they can stop Peabody quick, not give them one of those prolonged drives where they can waste a lot of clock and make it harder on your offense to change things up. What made them successful that last drive was being unpredictable, whether they were going to pass or run. When you're late in the game, there's not much time left, you're going to become pretty predictable. They're going to know the Highlanders are going to need to throw, especially being down by 2 scores.
Right. Well, we definitely got to see the Douglas Santos show on that last drive, and I get the feeling we're going to get to see Mr. Santos with the ball quite a few times this drive as well.
I think the Highlanders are going to see a heavy dose of Santos here in the second half, especially for the rest of the game. He's their go-to, he's the horse, and he's shown he's explosive enough to take the ball and kind of drain this game out.
So Raymond gets the snap for the Tanners. He gives it off to Santos. Santos cuts it back to the left, and he is got a lot of field in front of him. And as he breaks down to the 30, misses a tackle there, and is taken down at the 21-yard line.
just another example of what this player can do when he has the ball in his hand. They gave him a little hole. He was able to explode right through, and he got to the corner. Made a nice little inside move there to make one Highlander defender miss. And the good thing is you saw every Highlander in pursuit. Was able to tackle him, not give up the touchdown, but now you're going to need to stop him here. You can't let them score any points here. Looks like Santos is coming off the field, so they're going to have to go a different option here on this play.
Santos going off the field. Excellent point there as Michael Raymond's going to bring the Tanners back up to the line of scrimmage. I formation behind Raymond. Collins in motion to the right. Pitch goes to the right-hand side, spinning and brought down finally at the 16-yard line is Okinawa.
5-yard carry for the Tanners.
Nice job by the Highlander defense to not allow the pitch play to go get to the corner on the outside. They forced him to get back in where all the D linemen and linebackers were sitting there waiting for him. And now they have about a 2nd and 6, I would say, probably.
2nd and 6 here for the Tanners. There's a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. And the give is up the middle this time as Tanner Moquin gets the give. He'll push it up to about the 13-yard line for the Tanners.
We've got about a 30 and 2, maybe 3 big play here for the Highlanders. Obviously, I would assume Peabody's going to go for it on 4th down anyways, but you want to, minimize that as you see Mr. Santos come back in the huddle. So I'm going to assume he's going to get the ball.
I would guess maybe that Douglas Santos will be receiving the ball. He had 2 plays where he wasn't in there.
I'd watch for the play action here as well. That could be a key. They see Santos, they're going to key on him. This would be probably the perfect time to run a little play action and catch the Highlanders defense.
And the give actually is not to Santos, it's to Collins. On the right-hand side, he comes off tackle and is able to get the first down just inside the 10-yard line where the Tanners will have it 1st and goal.
Ryan Collins carry for the Tanners, resulting in a 1st down.
The Tanners definitely have some weapons that can run the ball. You target on one, they give it to the other. They do a good job mixing it up.
So it will be 1st and goal here for the Tanners, just inside the 10-yard line. I don't believe they would be able to get a 1st down.
Let's see. It looks like you are right. They are just inside the 10. They don't have the yard marker. The 1st down sticks out there, so it's 4 downs to score 6.
As they come to the line of scrimmage, I formation once again. 2 receivers out to the left. The give is to Santos. Santos around the left-hand side. He gets the corner and dives for the end zone and gets in for the touchdown.
That was pure speed right there. The original play was from the run inside. Didn't have that. He bounced it outside. And good job by the Tanner receivers blocking for him, giving them the ability to do so. But the defensive line for the Highlanders definitely stood their ground and forced him to kind of improvise there and bounce it outside.
He was able to use the speed, get to the corner, get around the edge, and get that touchdown for the Tanners, making the score 26-6, pinning the extra point. More clock difficulties. Tanners leading 26-6 here, looking to tack on the extra point after another touchdown by Santos. The kick is up, almost blocked, but it is good.
Highlanders have been in there a few times almost blocking the extra point there. They did have one last week as well, so they do a good job penetrating. Nice job by the Tanners to be able to get that off just in time for another successful PAT.
That'll make the score 27-6 as the Peabody Highlanders lead, or I should say Peabody Tanners lead the Somerville Highlanders here as we near the end of the third quarter.
The number is 597782.
I'm not totally sure how much time is left in the third quarter. We're having some more clock difficulties.
There's 3 seconds. It's 3.1 seconds left. Peabody need to run at least one more play before the quarter ran out. They were able to put it in, so we're going to have the kickoff, and then assuming they're going to switch sides.
I know. They hit last week, so it was a big crowd, 3,000.
Highlanders once again trailing here as we end the third quarter. This young team is showing a lot of grit, though. It's showing a lot of growth that we're seeing, you know, in these situations. They're getting behind early in games, trying their best to fight back. They did a great job fighting back last week against Arlington with 20 unanswered points in the second half. And we'd love to see some more offense coming from the Highlanders here in this drive.
Yeah, we have a team that's kind of just maturing right before our eyes each week, as you said, with them getting down, not giving up, and they just keep battling the entire way.
As the kick is bobbled and fumbled, but he does pick it up, and Dolphins able to get it out to about the 18-yard line after muffing the first attempt at catching it.
Open on the return for the Highlanders.
So a long field facing the Highlanders here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. The Highlanders trailing 27-6. You are watching Highlanders football on Somerville Educational Channel 15.
Highlanders chasing 21 with 11 minutes to go. They're going to need to score quick and onside kicks, or you got the defense to step up. Definitely not impossible. We saw how they were able to score last week. They're coming off a very nice drive where they kind of just stormed down the field, made the plays that needed to be made, and were able to punch one in. They're going to need to do it a little bit quicker because they need 3 scores. And with Peabody's offense, they're going to run the ball. I don't expect them to pass anymore. They're going to run and try to drain this clock as much as possible. The time is now for the Highlander offense to stop making a few of those big plays to give them a better chance at coming back here.
They're definitely going to need a few of those big plays as they open out this drive on the 19-yard line. Trailing by 21.
You get a lot of one-on-one coverage on the outside there. Highlanders receivers are able to catch it and make that first guy miss. He's got a lot of room to run downfield.
Saren's going to give the ball off to Raymond. Raymond on the left-hand side catches the corner. He's still going beyond the 30 and is brought down at the 33-yard line by a host of Tanners.
The Highlander offensive line is doing a great job here in this second half, giving Kevin Raymond the holes to break those long runs. He had that outside, took it, and basically 10 yards down the field was the first time someone actually touched him.
Somerville gets the first down with that Kevin Raymond run. It's first down and 10 now for the Highlanders. Saren gets a snap, looks to his right. He'll pass it on the slant pattern, just off the fingertips there, as Ivan Pierre, once again, the young freshman, just could not quite hold on to that one.
We do have a flag on the field. I think it might be pass interference. He got a little bump right before he jumped up in the air. Still would have been an amazing catch if he was able to hold on to it.
And we do have pass interference going up against the Tanners.
And we're going to have another first down here for the Highlanders as they're getting close to midfield.
On the Tanners. The penalty was on the first down for the Highlanders.
The Highlanders are going to have it first and 10 from the 45-yard line as they near midfield, trailing 27-6. Isaac Saren getting his signals from the sideline. That pistol formation with 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. The handoff goes to Raymond on the left-hand side. He's going to try to cut it up, but can't find any daylight that time as he's dropped for no gain.
Nice job by Peabody there, pinpointing what the Highlanders were going to do there. It looks like they have just a linebacker spying on Raymond there. Wherever he's go, he follows.
Not much going at the point of attack that time, as Kevin Raymond could not get it through. Highlanders now 4 wide receivers out for Isaac Saren to choose from. As he gets the snap, he drops back, looks to his right, steps up in the pocket, gets hit and drops the ball, but is able to get it back on a nice bounce and falls upon it for a gain of nothing. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 10 here for the Highlanders.
Looked like he was ready to throw the ball and had second thoughts about it, trying to bring it down and lost it. Luckily for the Highlanders, it bounced right back to him, and they didn't really lose any yards. They're back at 3rd and 10.
I think he was looking for Justin Berry on that play. Berry had split out, as he is once again on this play, away from the offensive formation.
He's definitely one of the first guys I would look for if he's out there, especially with his size and his ability to catch the ball.
Barry gets a little bit further away from the formation, out wide right. And it'll be a screen pass this time to Marcus Thomas, it looks like.
I think that was 7.
No, I'm sorry.
Shaq
Shaq
Joseph again.
Sarah's pass complete to number 7, Jack Joseph, results in a Highlander first down.
That's going to be a first down for the Highlanders. As the screen pass, a wide receiver screen, able to get the first down for the Highlanders now, 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. And Sarin back the throw once again, looks to the left-hand side, incomplete, just a little bit high as he was looking for Yvonne Pierre once again.
A little high there. He had coverage both over the top and underneath him. He wanted to make sure he got it over the man playing below the route there, but he didn't want to throw it too high where the safety was able to come and make a play on it.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Highlanders trailing here 27-6, 8 minutes 43 seconds remaining here in the game. Sarin gets the snap. The give is to Raymond on the left-hand side. He finds the corner. He pushes down and through and gains about 8 yards, but there is a flag on the play behind the play.
Kevin Raymond's running with some purpose. He's got the ball in his hand, and he is just running hard downhill.
Very effective downhill runner, Kevin Raymond, a very tough runner as well. We'll see what this flag is all about. It's in the location that you would think would be a hold against the Highlanders.
Let's wait for the official call. Looks like we have a timeout.
I think he picked it up. He never said he waved it off or anything. But
Let's see if we wait for the call here. And so a timeout. No call, so I would assume they picked it up. Wait. No.
Personal foul against
Peabody.
Peabody. So the personal foul called against Peabody here. It's going to tack on to what the Highlanders gained on that play, plus obviously a first down for the personal foul. We'll see where they end up marking this ball.
I'm going to take 15 after the end. They give it an automatic first down. We're getting to the 19. No, I mean the 21.
So the Highlanders will have it 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line of the Tanners. 8 minutes 36 seconds remaining here in the game. Highlanders trailing 27-6. Looking to get it into the end zone. Sarin getting the signals from the sideline. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. And the pass is to the left. A nice fade pattern just off the fingertips of Yvonne Pierre.
Perfectly thrown ball there by Isaac, just off the fingertips of Pierre. And if you ask him after the game, he's going to say 9 times out of 10 he should have caught that one. But a great thrown ball there by Isaac, and an even impressive route there by Pierre, the young freshman receiver.
Great speed by Pierre there. Just outran the coverage. There's no question about it. Just could not quite reel that one in.
And there was no safety over the top to help him out there, so it's basically one-on-one outside. I'd look for them to run it again.
2nd and 10 here. Sarin gets the pitch, fakes the handoff, or the snap I should say, fakes the handoff, and this one's banks off of the intended receiver and is intercepted by the Tanners as Evan Thompson brings it down for Peabody.
That's one of those instances where they're trying to catch the ball up against their body instead of extending their hands and catching it with their hands. It bounces off a shoulder pad and right into the hands of a Peabody Tanner.
Not the outcome of that pinball game that the Highlanders wanted, as Peabody will take over at the 19-yard line, leading 27-6, with 8 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in the game.
And you really can't fault Isaac on that one. He threw the ball exactly where it was supposed to. Just an unfortunate bounce there, as you see Coach Fenton talking to Shaq Joseph and Kyle's Alphonse on there.
As the give is once again to Santos on the right-hand side. They're able to bottom him up that time and hold him to a gain of about 5 on the play.
And this is where you're going to get from Peabody now, just running the ball and draining the clock here.
Santos right, Santos left.
Yeah,
Santos right, Santos left. That's what we're going to probably see now. They might mix it up a little bit and give the ball to Collins once or twice, Chip.
Santos has 198 yards.
Santos is knocking on the door of 200 yards once again.
Second straight week he would do that.
And the give is to Santos as he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage and gets no gain there. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 here for the Tanners.
Nice job by the Highlanders. They're not giving him any extra.
3rd down.
3rd down and 4 for the Tanners here.
It's a play clock.
The Highlanders trail 27-6
It's running okay, but it's just.
here in the 4th quarter. Some more clock difficulties,
Right, exactly.
but not a lot of time left for the Highlanders. We know that much. Full house backfield here for the Tanners, and the give will go to Santos on the right-hand side. A great job of penetration there at the point of attack by the Highlanders.
Nice job by Justin Berry in there, getting deep into the backfield there, not giving Santos much.
It was Tanner Moquin, actually.
Yeah.
Brings up a 4th and 3 for the Tanners.
But nice job by the defense there to, a 3 and out. Might be a little too late, but nice job by a young defense, showing that they can do it late in the game when they need to.
No question about it.
That's one thing it's kind of impressive by this defense. You're only returning 2 starters from last year's team. You're starting a lot of freshmen and sophomores on a defense that's at the varsity level playing these teams that have a lot of experience. They got lots of seniors, juniors, even sophomores that have experience at this level. The Highlanders don't have that luxury. They're playing a lot of freshmen and sophomores this year. So in the years to come, you're going to have a very experienced, both offense and defense that's been there. They're going to be battle tested. And, these type of situations aren't going to be a surprise to them anymore.
No question about that. Like you said earlier, Sal, we're watching a team as it's maturing in front of us, and so we've seen they come out in games. They're not starting as quickly as they probably should. Unfortunately, they're digging some holes that they're really fighting through and showing a lot of grit and determination. But unfortunately, that's coming in the second half of games. So there's a flag down on the play. We have 12 men on the field.
The call is too many men on the field for the Highlanders.
Yeah, we do have 12 guys on the field.
And that's going to be a 1st down for the Tanners.
That's a tough penalty there to take, especially when you're going to get the ball back. And now the yardage there gives Peabody enough for a 1st down, and now they can continue to run that clock. So a great job by the Highlander defense to force it 3-0, and unfortunately special teams gives Peabody the 1st down on just a personnel mistake.
Yep, absolutely. More growing pains, I guess you could say. So that'll give the Tanners a fresh set of downs at the 31-yard line. Just over 7 minutes remaining here in the game. Highlanders trailing 27-6. So that I formation once again. The give is to Santos. Santos gets hit once at the line of scrimmage, twice at the line of scrimmage. He fights through 2 tackles, gains 4 yards. So it brings up a 2nd and 6 here for the Tanners.
Nice job by the Highlander defense to be there. Great job by Santos to bounce off some of those tackles, but overall, great job to be there doing their assignments, and they just need to wrap them up instead of giving them the ability to kind of bounce off there.
Peabody now taking their time getting to the line of scrimmage. Just over 6 minutes and 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the game. And the give this time to Collins. Collins fights through 1 tackle on the left-hand side and is dropped after a gain of 7. That's going to be enough for the Tanner 1st down, as Peabody will move the chains yet again, getting up to the 44-yard line.
One thing I like seeing out there for the defense is as they're going for the tackle, they're also trying to strip that ball. They know the situation. They know they're down by 21. They need the ball back. So they're out there trying to make the plays, make those tackles, but they're also trying to get that turnover and get the ball back to the offense as well.
As we pass 6 minutes remaining in the game, Tanner's with the ball. Play action fake. The pass is out to the right-hand side. It's complete to Moquin. Moquin down the right-hand sideline to about the 35-yard line. Actually, the 33 is where they're going to mark him out of bounds.
Senior Matt Collins just a little late on that play. Tried to dive to break it up, and a nice pass play there by Peabody to kind of mix it up. You know, the Highlanders were sitting there thinking run heavy. Nice little play action pass there.
Highlanders were doing a great job at the point of attack. They were really making the Tanners work for every single yard, and the best thing you can do when you have a defense that's attacking like that, that play action really draws them in and opened up Moquin down the field for the Tanners.
And now that's going to be in the back of their mind now, so that they're not going to be as aggressive.
Quarterback Michael Raymond for the Tanners there brings his troops to the line of scrimmage. And the give is to the left-hand side, Santos. He breaks one tackle, breaks a second tackle, he breaks a third tackle, cuts it upfield, and gains 12 yards on the play. They had him back in the backfield, but he was able to run through 2 tackles and break that upfield for a gain of 12.
I couldn't catch the number of the Highland defensive lineman there, but he broke through there and had him stop for about a 2 or 3 yard loss. Santos was able to slip out of it and make a big gain out of it. Excuse me, but good penetration by the D line. They just weren't able to make that tackle and wrap him up.
Well, they talked about how fast Santos is, but he showed some power in that situation as well, as he was able to power through a couple tackles, like you said, that could have stopped him 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's definitely not a player you can just on tackle. You're going to have to wrap him up and drag him down to the ground.
And this time the pitch is to Okinawa. Okinawa around the right-hand side is going to be brought down. A flag is on the play as well. He's brought down at about the 15 or 16 yard line, I should say, is where they've marked it. Could be a face mask coming up here.
That was thrown by the referee, so he had a clear shot at it. So as we wait with anticipation.
Yes. we wait anxiously with anticipation, and it's actually going to be against the Tanners. So it's holding against Peabody. It's going to back them up 10 yards from the point of the foul. So now it'll bring up a first down and about 15 for Peabody.
And that's not the worst news in the world for Peabody, as they're looking to drain the clock and run the ball. Another first down. I think they'll be all right with that.
And the clock did just tick past 3 minutes, or I should say 4 minutes remaining in the game. See I formation once again for Peabody. This time the give is to Okinawa off left tackle. He has open field. He cuts it back to the middle. He's breaking through one more tackle there down to the 2 yard line, as Peabody just pushing the ball downfield, able to do what they need to do with all of these multiple running options that they have.
Yeah, nice draw play there by the Tanners there. Handed the ball off to Okinawa, and he just found the hole and showed a little burst there for him there. And once contact came, dropped his shoulder and gained another couple of yards at the end of it.
It's going to bring up a first and goal here for Peabody. 3 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the game. Highlanders trailing 27-6. First and goal from the 3. The give is to Santos, I believe.
Let's see. Looks like it might be Collins, yeah. Ryan Collins.
Oh, it was Collins. I'm sorry about that. It was Collins getting into the end zone for the Tanners. So that's going to make the score 33-6, pending the extra point here for Peabody.
Got to give credit to the Peabody offensive line there, opening up the holes for the running back. For most of the day, it shows what you're able to do when you have that continuity. When you play with each other for so long and you have that experience, they're able to know what everyone else is doing on the field, and that's why in the NFL, when running backs get all those accolades, the first people that they thank are those offensive linemen for opening those holes for them.
Yeah, the offensive line, that's the area of the team, in terms of a football team, that when they're experienced and together for a long time, you certainly see the effect. As the kick is up, and it's good for the Tanners, as just under 3 minutes remain in the game, and the Highlanders trail 34-6. But the offensive line, like you were speaking about with Peabody, an experienced group, they're used to playing with one another, and that is such an advantage when you have an experienced group of offensive linemen that are used to playing with one another. They know exactly what their assignments are, and they know the system itself as well, and we're really seeing that affect the game tonight.
Exactly, and those are some of the growing pains that you said that the Highlanders are going to go through, but as you look, next year and the year beyond, they're going to be the team that has the experience both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, on the line, wide receivers, linebackers. They're going to be the team that's going to be more experienced than the teams they're going up against. So right now, like you said, growing pains, but in the future, they're going to be the team that has that experience and is going to be a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we're seeing that going on right now. On your screen is a young freshman, Mateus Brigado, being spoken to by a junior, a leader, Isaiah Clark, one of the leaders on the team. Puts his arm around him, he's talking to him, showing that leadership.
And that's great to see because, what you just saw there was just a moment thing. You didn't see a coach tell him to do it. It's just something that he knew to do on his own, and that's the type of leadership that you want on your football team.
Yeah. No question about it, as the kick is fielded at the 17-yard line. Taken down the right-hand side, he breaks one tackle, is brought down at the 31.
The air on the return for the Highlanders brings them a first down.
Highlanders will start there. Possibility, we were speaking of youth, we were speaking of younger players, a possibility that Felix will come in, young sophomore quarterback.
And we saw him at the end of last week's game against Arlington, where he was able to generate, I believe, two touchdown drives for the Highlanders. So another instance here where you're getting them experience in live games here, where it's going to be beneficial to you, not only just the rest of this season, but going forward.
Absolutely, as Felix awaits the snap. And it's a jet sweep around the left-hand side as Donovan Palmer, I'm sorry about that, my bad, Jordan Dolphin actually.
Jordan Dolphin on the carry for the Highlanders brings up second down.
Second down and 6 now for the Highlanders.
Another one of those youngsters there for the Highlanders, 2 sophomores there getting in there playing time.
Felix calls out his signals. He rolls out to the right, looking downfield to pass. He's going to tuck it underneath and go, and drops the ball. Unfortunately, it's picked up by the Tanners, and being returned now down to the 29-yard line as that fumble is recovered by Palma.
Highlander fumble recovered by Nicholas Palma.
Unfortunately, he made the right decision. He was looking downfield, didn't see anyone open. Pulled the ball in and started running downfield, but Peabody defender was able to kind of pop it out there, and once again another turnover for the Highlanders, and now Peabody's got the ball looking to close this one out.
Just over 2 minutes remaining, 2 minutes 5 seconds remaining in the game. Highlanders trailing 34-6 as Peabody gets that turnover. As Felix came around the corner, it looked like for a moment he was thinking about throwing it. I don't know, he did pull it down, but I don't know whether he tucked it away exactly the way he needed to. It was out there, available, and I think the Tanners were able to knock that ball away. Young player, learning as he goes. We're seeing that all over the field for the Highlanders.
And that's something you can only learn with in-game experience. That play isn't going to happen too often in practice where you have guys trying to hit you and knock the ball out. So it's times like this where, it's unfortunate about the turnover, but it's only going to help him get better in the long run as he goes through these growing pains.
The Tanners will come to the line of scrimmage. Andy Stanley, now the quarterback in for the Tanners, as the give is up the middle on the draw play. And that one goes for a first down to, it looks like about the 12-yard line. As strike that. Jake Doherty with the run.
Nice run there by Doherty there. Took the handoff, just went straight up the middle.
First down.
Gained about 12, 13 yards on that play and gives Peabody yet another first down.
They have a 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line of the Highlanders. 1 minute, 15 seconds remain in this game as the Highlanders trail 34-6. Peabody comes to the line of scrimmage. Andy Stanley now under center for the Tanners. And the give is blown up. Very, very nicely done there. Great penetration by Joseph Gulla.
That's a freshman starting on the defensive line there.
Tackle from the Highlanders made by number 54.
Great penetration there.
Brings up a
Yeah, I mean,
second down.
didn't have any opportunity. As soon as he took the ball, Gullo was sitting there waiting for him and dragged him to the ground for no gain.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 here for the Tanners. Just under 30 seconds remain in the game. This will be the last play of the game, more than likely. As the Tanners take the snap, it's a pitch out to the right-hand side. As he gets down to the 2-yard line, that would be DeRosa.
DeRosa on the carry.
And that's most likely going to run the clock out.
And it will, as the clock ticks down to zeros. The Highlanders of Somerville move to 1 win and 2 losses on the season as they lose to the Peabody Tanners today by a score of 34-6. As the Highlanders once again dug a hole at the beginning of the game, Sal, just weren't able to get their way out of it. A young team, they're learning as every single play, every single game, we're seeing them learn.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of having that young team that we've been talking about all night. These are the type of things that you're going to go through, but one of the positives that we saw is, the upperclassmen talking to the younger classmen, showing that leadership and that never say die attitude that's only going to benefit them throughout the rest of the year.
So players shake hands at midfield. This is Todd Harmon along with Sal Mendonça for Somerville Educational Channel 15 as the Highlanders lose this evening by a score of 34-6 to the Peabody Tanners.